Wednesday, August 1st. What a horrible morning. I can't wait to get out of here. I don't care if I never come here again. First of all, I woke up with a headache and an earache. The headache was from not getting much sleep again. I had horrible dreams about being on a ship and I was trying to get home, and there was this awful storm that made the ship toss and roll around, and we couldn't see where we were going. Carl Ray was there. I think he was the captain. Anyway, I just knew I was going to die before I got home. I kept praying to Athena to please let me get home, and if she got me home, I would be a much better person. I woke up before we ever got anywhere, so I don't know what would have happened. I didn't want to go to sleep again because I was afraid I would be back on the ship. So I lay there thinking about Alex and Mom and Dad and Maggie, Dennis, Dougie, and Tommy. I tried to picture their faces and hear their voices. The earache is from swimming in the swimming hole, I think. It hurts so bad I can hardly open my mouth. I tried to get Aunt Radine to take me to the doctor, but she said an earache was no reason to go to the doctor. I told her I might be dying. She said she had a remedy. Do you know what she poured in my ear? Olive oil. Honestly, I'm not a salad. And I still have the earache. But worse yet was what I heard Sue Ann and Sally Lynn saying about me. I came back in from the outhouse and I was about to go upstairs when I heard Aunt Radine's voice in the living room. I thought I would go in and tell her that my earache wasn't any better, but I stopped when I heard Sue Ann say, "And she's such a baby." Then it went like this. "Well, now that's still no reason to... Lordy, Mama, she doesn't do a stitch of work. Have you ever seen her wash a single dish? And she doesn't make up her bed. I have to make up her stupid bed. All she does is lie around and read or write letters. I'm just sick of her. Me too. She thinks she's a queen. She sure does. Miss City Girl, Queen of Easton." Well, I didn't hear any more because I ran outside and up to the barn and climbed up in the hayloft and sat there. Boy, was I mad. I was really mad. First of all, the dishes I have offered at least 5 times to get help with the dishes. And they keep saying, "Nah, you gotta sit a while." Secondly, the bed, they don't give me a chance to make it up. I get out of bed, get dressed, go downstairs, eat breakfast, and I come back and it's already made. I figured they liked to make it. Thirdly, I am not a baby. I've only been crying because I am homesick and because they've been teasing me and scaring me to death. Fourthly, I haven't done a stitch of work. They never asked me to do anything. I would have helped if they had asked. Fifthly, all I do is write letters and read books. Well, what else is there to do around this place? Sixthly, I do not act like the Queen of Easton. I stayed up in the hayloft a long time. After I got through being mad, I started to think about Carl Ray. I hereby apologize for complaining about making Carl Ray's bed, for teasing him, and for calling him stupid, cabbage-headed, witless, beef-brained, boobish, besotted, cockamamie, and anything else I might have called him. But I am never going to speak to Sue Ann or Sally Lynn again. Later, I didn't speak to Sue Ann or Sally Lynn all afternoon. Instead, while Aunt Radine was off doing the grocery shopping and Sue Ann and Sally Lynn were God knows where, I swept the front porch without anybody asking. I mopped the kitchen floor without anybody asking. I dusted the entire downstairs without anybody asking. I cleaned the living room without anybody asking. I picked some flowers from the hill and put them around the house without anybody asking. I swept and dusted the bedroom that I share with Sue Ann, Sally Lynn, and Brenda May without anybody asking. And I was just starting on the windows without anybody asking when Aunt Radine drove up. "Well, Mary Lou, what are you doing?" she asked. "Nothing. Washing windows." She said, "You don't have to do that. You just sit." "I don't want to sit." I said, "But you're our guest." She said, "Tough." I said, When I finished the windows, I walked through the graveyard. It's a strange thing. Walking through a graveyard in the daytime, it's not spooky like it is at night. And it gives you this strange feeling, sort of a calm feeling in one way, and a very sad feeling in another way. When you're in a graveyard, all the other stupid things, like the convict and the things Sally Lynn and Sue Ann said, all those things seem ridiculous to worry about, and you wonder why you worry about them and why you let them get you so mad. The graveyard is a pretty place, with flowers here and there, with all that grass, with those stones and the poems and sayings written on them all about loving memory and loving parents and loving sisters and loving brothers and time and heaven and sleep. And I was so calm after walking around the graveyard that I lay down in the grass and fell asleep. I dreamed a strange dream. It was about Carl Ray and some man with a sheet over his head. And Carl Ray was walking up to him in slow motion. And then he was lifting the sheet, and then the sheet was off, and Carl Ray was hugging the man. And someone was calling me, Mary Lou, where are you? And then I woke up. Aunt Reading was standing on the porch calling me. So I went up to the house, and she said, it's dinner time. Come on in. Boy, what a huge dinner. Fried chicken, again, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, tomatoes, green beans, coleslaw, potato salad, and beets. Everybody was talking about how it was Carl Ray's last night home. They didn't mention me. And oh, they wished he would stay longer. And couldn't he at least stay until Saturday? And I started to feel sick because I thought he might give in and say yes. But then it was time for dessert. Sally Lynn and John Roy went into the living room and came out with this huge chocolate cake. And on it, in huge white letters, was, Mary Lou will miss you. And then everybody started talking to me all at once. And Sally Lynn said she was sorry about Booger Hill. And John Roy said he was sorry about the convict. And Sue Ann said she was sorry if I overheard them today. How did she know? And that they didn't mean it, and on and on. I thought I was going to cry, but I didn't want to seem like a baby. So I chewed on my lip a lot. That was a nice thing for them to do, don't you think? But still, I'm not sorry to leave, and we go home tomorrow. Hooray! Thursday, August 2nd. I am home. We made it. The ship didn't crash in the storm. Captain Carl Ray got us through. I am in my own room, writing at my own new desk. But, there's more to tell first. Where to begin? Calm down, Mary Lou. The trip. You can imagine, I guess, that I wasn't real sorry to leave Aunt Radine's, even if she did cry when she hugged me goodbye. And even if Sally Lynn did give me a present, a book wrapped in paper, it's all about sex. And even if Aunt Radine did hold on to Carl Ray as if she wasn't ever going to see him again. One really surprising thing is that Carl Ray and I talked on the way back, and I found out the most amazing things about Carl